31. I'm just getting into the basic problem in society. L.A. has collapsed. You've got the young women of America, every beautiful girl when she's 18. I mean, a large percentage of them try to go there to be movie stars. And they go, yeah, I got a movie you can be a star in. Then there's such a glut of young women having sex on tape that it drives the prices down where they don't even make the money a hooker makes. You make less money in porn than you would make selling your body. Because the market is such a glut. But they called you a star, so you did it. See, but I'm a star. I'm in Playboy. Oh my gosh. Why, she's a model for this or a model for that. And then those women, even the ones that are able to have some success in that, they're totally unhappy. Or when their looks go, they kill themselves. They never had kids, never had grandkids, never experienced the life cycle, never experienced the racial memories that are activated in your race memory when you follow the rites of passage. 41 million black people in the United States, we've been given the number, and there's about 10,000 slots to be a star. Maybe. And a lot of those slots are C and D and F down to Z level celebrities. So then there's all these industries now where everyone's going to be a tango dancer or a tap dancer, or they're going to be in a marching band, or they're going to be in acting lessons. And it's all these delusional people going and taking acting lessons over and over and over again to try to be movie stars, to try to be extras in a movie, and then they worship whoever's been successful. And it's so boring, so unfulfilling, so fake. And the point is, if they just randomly like to go take acting classes and want to be extras in movies because they like it, that's fine. But that's not what 90+% of them are doing. They're doing it because they feel unfulfilled unless they can be on the television or on the big screen. I've been on the big screen. Never tried to be in movies, was put in movies. I've been offered to be in a bunch of other movies, big roles. I said no, because I know how boring it is. I don't want to quit my radio show and go live in Los Angeles or go live in New Zealand or go live in Toronto or New York and just be in that empty culture. Do you know how empty the people are that are movie stars? Do you know how unhappy they are? Why do you think Hollywood over and over again has reached out to me? It's because they're looking for something real. And the ones that are awake are talking about these issues now. Like Richard Linklater, who's always been awake and never been into celebrity, and the films he makes. I'm going to take your phone calls when we come back, and we're going to have the reporters on at 12:30 so I can get to a lot of phone calls. And our reporters are on the ground investigating the provocateurs and the Ford Foundation, the New Black Panther Party. And they're also documenting the police and their bizarre behavior, arresting innocent reporters that have done nothing and still shooting at people. And it's just unbelievable. We're just going to report what's going on there. And it is now emerging more and more that Mr. Brown more than a dozen witnesses confirm Ferguson cop's version of the shooting. Michael Brown rushed officer, CNN. Militant protesters growing in number, many coming from out of state. Yeah, it's like a war party. It's like a war drum. All cultures do it. It's like a primitive, like the Scots coming out of the hills to come down and attack the English. It's the same deal. Or the Zulus coming to attack the Dutch in South Africa. I mean, that's what this is. Or the Native Americans getting in a war party. That's what it is. Go out and show everybody you're a man. And how do you do that now? You wear gold chains around your neck, your pants hang down around your butt, and then you run around and scream racial epithets all day because somebody got killed by the police. And then that falls into the hands of the system that uses it. Senator says the protesters have invaded, literally. That's what the state police have said as well. It's true. Our reporters have confirmed it. Tear gas, smoke, hangover St. Louis suburb. Black power is chanted. Dead teen's grandfather to Obama. I voted for you, so come meet me. It all just becomes a big grandstanding event. It's like a party or something. Buchanan goes on to say that its 1960s-like riots could cause voter rebuke for president. Some liberal outfits creating almost lynch mob mentality. I agree with that. MSNBC crew hit with rocks during live coverage. Yeah, they're there worshiping the violent demonstrators and covering up for them and race baiting run by the White House, and they're being hit by rocks. Just like our reporters are being yelled at and screamed at now by the more and more militant, thug-like people that are showing up. All right, we'll be back. Is that Marcos Morales in that video?
Yes, sir.
I haven't even gotten to our reporters on CNN and all the rest of it. But it's just, man.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Blockit Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com. Enhancing health and privacy.
My Magic Mud is a tooth whitening powder that removes plaque and detoxifies your mouth. It's safe for your enamel, giving you a beautiful polish and a dentist-like clean after every use. My Magic Mud is also the perfect remedy for pain caused by sensitivity. It strengthens your teeth and gums for a strong, healthy smile. The ingredients are 100% natural and it's safe for children. Simply brush with My Magic Mud right before bedtime for a cleaning you can count on. Visit mymagicmud.com.
Mike Stenerson for Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. If you read, in fact, I should find my copy of it or buy a copy of it, The Battle for Gaul, a collection of letters back to the Senate by Julius Caesar on how to manage what are the French and Germans and Austrians today, the Gauls, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths. And it's the exact same tribal stuff, the exact same manipulation, the exact same police shield walls and phalanxes. Nothing really changes. and how to manipulate crowds and how to provocateur and how to divide and conquer and how to set the women up as the rulers over the men. And then I just sit here and watch the social engineering going on as the Pentagon prepares to mow Americans down in mass. That will be during a total economic collapse. And that's where the establishment is maneuvering us. That's my point. I want to go to your phone calls. Again, I'm your host, Alex Jones, if you just joined us. Steve, the Russian, Henry, Mad Wit, Brent, and others. You know, folks, I let you say what your name is, but it's just sometimes it turns into a whole stunt in and of itself. So you can just announce whatever name you want on air. Plus, we never tend to get the names right anyways, you know. I'm just sick of everything. Why is the public so gullible? Why are people so easily played? Why are people so unread? Why are they so dumbed down? Why do people love to be chumps? Why do they love to buy into Nigerian emails? Why are there just people everywhere around me in Austin hopping around wanting to be stars and all narcissistic, mindless? I know so many people that when they don't become famous, they then become mentally ill and decide they're famous. I mean, I just can't handle it anymore. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm sorry if I start getting a little bit angry. I'm just watching the premeditated divide and conquer takedown of our country, and it makes me want to throw up. And if the public would just wake up to it, we could turn this whole thing around. The Russian in Washington, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Alex. Russian here. The reason I put my name like that is so people can understand that I really am from Russia. Moved here in '91 after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of background. I
think that's very interesting because you can parallel living under communism versus what you see happening here. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's my point. I moved here after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and I currently live in Battleground, Washington. What I don't understand is, like, for example, our family, we all moved here, and my parents obviously have lived under the Soviet communism for quite a bit. And after they moved here, things started to change. Their minds started to change. And after, I wouldn't know, like maybe 5-10 years, my parents just kind of went silent about Russia and the United States. And when we first moved here, it was a great country. We lived in Toledo, Ohio. We could leave the doors and windows open at night, and nobody ever came in. Nobody stole anything. Everything was perfectly fine. Now the economy is degraded. The people have degraded. The minds of the inhabitants of the United States have completely gone AWOL. And now it's gone to the point to where even my own parents are in denial. I'm like, hey, the economy is collapsing. Everything's getting worse. You know, I show them evidence and documents, news, articles, everything. I try to explain it to them, and they look at me and they're like, oh, nothing's ever going to happen to the United States. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like we came from Russia where everything collapsed. You knew that everything was going down. The Afghani war that was never ending was part of the reason of Russia's bankruptcy. America has so many wars that we're currently in. We have bases around the world. We have over 100 bases around the world.
And we've been maneuvered artificially to do that. Excellent points. People have become spectators. Television has done it. The minds have been programmed for the public to be jellyfish and to not even be real people.
Thank you for listening.
By the way, I wasn't complaining about people calling themselves the Russian or Mad Wit. I was just in a really bad mood for a moment. It had nothing to do with you guys. We'll be back. I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield, true nascent iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox special at InfoWarsLife.com.